Give it up for Zoe.
So again, hi, I'm Zoe. I'm from UBC, where I help organize nwHacks. And today, thank you. And today I'm here to help you learn from my mistakes. I'm here to tell you that your hackathon isn't Shakespeare. That might seem pretty obvious and kind of a weird thing to point out, but stick with me and it'll make a bit more sense. So like anyone else who grew up in an English-speaking country, at some point I was forced to study Shakespeare in school. I didn't completely hate it. We had to watch the movies, read the plays, write essays, and act out the scenes. But even if I hadn't studied it, if I heard someone say, "Romeo, Romeo, where the bloody hell are ya?" or if they were standing in a bathroom instead of a balcony, I know they messed up, because everyone knows how it's supposed to go. And so this previous year when I was planning nwHacks, I treated it like another play, which kind of makes sense. As director of logistics, I knew everyone's cues, where they should be and what they should be doing at each point in the weekend. So in the weeks leading up, I would run it through my head over and over again to make sure that I hadn't missed anything. But then the actual event came up, and basically everything went wrong. So we had sponsors bringing in a bunch of furniture that they hadn't told us about, and we didn't have it in our floor plan. We also had buses coming up from the States that managed to go the wrong way at customs. We had our keys misplaced somehow, so lunch was a couple hours late, and we had a power outage in our main venue. And that isn't even everything. That's like the first 2 hours. So that doesn't mean that nwHacks sucked, though. Like, it was a great event, I promise. But I took every mishap like a blow to the guts. And by the end of the event, I was walking around, glaring at everyone, shooting daggers. And it's worse than my normal resting bitch face. And yeah, I went home feeling basically like a failure. And unfortunately, I think most of my team did as well. But then I went to school the next day, still putting out a couple more fires. But I saw people wearing our t-shirts and carrying around our swag. And they'd come up to me and say, "Hey, you're that nwHacks girl. Me and my team had a really great time this weekend." Or people who had been to our event before told us how they loved that it gets better each year. And I was like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I know. But I was also really confused. But that made me think about it a lot more. And I realized that this wasn't a hackathon they'd seen before. It wasn't a play they'd seen before. It's just, something new. Because a hackathon isn't some rigid event. It's not like a stuffy Shakespearean play. It's more improv that we as the organizers get to create with the participants, with the sponsors, and with the randomness of the world. So when I kind of thought about this, I went to my friends who actually know something about improv, and they told me these 4 rules. So in the 4 rules of improv, we can apply that for when shit goes wrong, to really help streamline our process and keep everyone happy and less stressed so you don't turn into me. So rule number 1 is to always say yes. This means that we really have to accept when things go wrong, because we can't just throw a tantrum screaming no and waiting for an adult to fix things, because now we are the adults. Rule number 2 is we have to say yes and, because yeah, you accepted that things went wrong, good job, but now you have to fix it. So the yes and is also key because it's a good reminder that you're not alone. It's a collaboration between you, the other organizers, and the people that MLH sends out to help you. So rule number 3 is to make statements, because we can't just talk about what we're going to do, we actually have to do it. And we have to tell people what's going on so we don't cause more panic, and so everything just flows better. And so rule number 4 is the most important. It was the hardest for me because I'm not exactly a positive person. But there are no mistakes. There's only opportunities. So it turns out a couple of things that went wrong weren't actually that bad, because our participants loved to sponsor lunch that they brought. And having lunch an hour later was actually better for our schedule because it gave them more time to settle in. So those are our Viagra mistakes, but the other ones aren't exactly things I want repeated. However, that doesn't mean that there's no opportunities, because we always have the opportunity to learn from our mistakes, and I really implore you to do what I'm doing and help your next team and other people learn from what went wrong and what you did wrong. So super cheesy, but in summary, relax. Be flexible and make your hackathon the best improv show it can be. So if you want to talk to me about your stuff that went wrong, I'd love to hear it. Makes me feel better. Feel free to email me at fox@nwplus.io, find me on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn if you're into that. Or, even better, come to nwHacks is January 26th and 27th. So, thank you.
Thanks, Zoe.